What's up, you guys? Cam here. That's like my Graham impersonation. Does that sound like Graham Stedman? Let me try to get like, what's up, you guys? Cam here. I think I'm working on it. I'm trying to be like the GOAT. Trying to be like the GOAT at Instagram. All right, you guys, in today's video, I want to talk to you about college debt and how to find a big loophole that a lot of parents out in Pennsylvania have found. I want to talk to you guys about some of the pros, the cons. I want to talk to you about, is it ethically right? Is it wrong? I want to cover all of this information because last week we talked about the massive debt that students are incurring by going to school. In today's video, I want to talk to you about a loophole and how you could potentially avoid that, all today on Young Money Investments. All right, you guys, so I was stumbling through Snapchat recently and I was going through the stories on NBC right there on Snapchat. That's not a plug for them, but I was going through and I heard of a college scandal out where parents are basically giving up custody of their students, of their children, to guardians, to business partners, to different people in order to avoid being able to not qualify for student aid, whether it be federal aid, whether it be state aid, whether it be some of the funding and kind of assistance from the school. Parents out in the Illinois area are doing this and finding a massive loophole so that their student then can actually qualify for student aid. Now, one of the things I do want to preface is obviously I went to college. I do want to talk about my personal opinion on this. I want to get your personal opinion down in the comments section right after you smash that like button. But first, I do want to give you all of the information that I think is really relevant to this story. So basically, this article right here on Deseret News, it says the latest college financial aid scam, parents giving up custody of their children. There's a new attempt to obtain financial aid that's raising eyebrows in Illinois. Find out about the lengths some higher income parents are going to free college financial aid for their kids. So I do want to say this. I think college, the biggest problem that I see with this in general is college is way too expensive. I think the cost of college is stupid right now. And I think it really, not to justify this, really does fall upon the fact that college educated people here in America that are college educated do not have nearly the right economic chance in comparison to the amount of debt that they are getting. The fact that they are graduating with tens, sometimes hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt just for a 4-year degree with a job that does not equal the pay to the kind of debt that they are doing is the disservice that we are doing to millennials, to Americans in general. And so while I don't condone this, I think the problem starts that these universities are charging stupid, unreasonable, unethical amounts of money in order for a student to get a piece of paper from their school. Now with that does not mean that I am condoning this. That just means that I see that as the problem here, right? So basically the information that I found here in the article, it states parents are giving up legal custody of their children during their junior or senior year in high school to someone else, a friend, an aunt, a cousin, a grandparent. The guardianship status then allows the student to declare themselves financially independent from their families so that they can qualify for federal, state, university aid. And this is according to a ProPublica Illinois investigation. Although guardianship is technically given up, it doesn't bar the child from living at home. So basically, they give up the guardianship of their child about a year before the student actually ends up applying and going to school, thus making it seem like they do not make any sort of money. So, of course, in the article, it says that it's a scam. This is Andy Borst, the director of undergraduate admissions at the University of Illinois in Urban Champaign, I'm guessing, said in the article, wealthy families are manipulating the financial aid process to be eligible for financial aid they would otherwise not be eligible for, and they are taking away opportunities from families that need it. So one of the things that I have seen when going to school at BYU Idaho, which is a school run by the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, there's a lot of Mormon LDS families that are obviously in that school system. These are families that have like a ton of kids sometimes, or just in general do not want to help their kids pay for school. There are a lot of people that it is kind of interesting. They do not want to help pay for their students to go to school. They have to do it on their own. The biggest thing that I saw going to school is there are families that do reasonably well, but the students do not receive a single dime. And if you would check their bank accounts, like, they don't receive help from their parents, yet they are punished because their parents make X amount of dollars. And so for me, kind of in seeing this, play out for a lot of these students, it's like they would have really benefited from some sort of financial or student aid that they otherwise did not qualify for because their parents made so much money and they didn't even help their student or their child out. The other thing I do want to bring up that this article kind of gives me an idea in my mind is to also talk about the way that federal aid or any sort of government program can be manipulated. You can have the ultra wealthy or the rich manipulating taxes. You can find tax loopholes. You can see that the rich aren't paying taxes, blah, 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 blah. We could create a whole set of video, a whole separate entire video on that and how there are loopholes in the system for that. We could also create another video how there is so many loopholes in the system for people that don't make a lot of money. There is WIC that gets manipulated all the time. There is all sorts of subsidy programs, Section 8 housing. I mean, I gotta tell you, I work in Lake Charles, Louisiana, and I see these Section 8 housing neighborhoods with Chargers, Challengers, Escalades out in front of these houses, and it's technically Section 8 subsidized government housing. And I'm thinking to myself, how the freak do you afford an Escalade when you're living in government housing? That is the crazy thing right now that I am seeing just in America in general. And so this is kind of an interesting thing. You can play both sides, and that's kind of my question to you is, like, which side do you fall on? Do you think that these programs are being manipulated by both sides of the aisle, by like ultra wealthy and also underprivileged people? Or do you think there's no manipulation going on? I'd love to know down in the comment section. Here's one really good example that I think kind of illustrates the position or some people that should really not be doing this. And this says right here, it says, while her household income, this is a woman, so it says the Wall Street Journal interviewed a mom from the Chicago area who turned over guardianship of her daughter, then 17, to a business partner. While her household income is greater than $250,000 a year. Guys, $250,000 a year and you can't afford to put your kid through school? What are you doing wrong? And if your kid can't afford to go there and you can't afford to send them to a school, why the hell are you even going to a school that's super expensive then? There are alternatives, but I regress. Let's finish this quote here, guys. So it says, she and her husband have spent about $600,000 putting several other children through school or college and have no equity in their home, which is valued at $1.2 million. She said she has little cash on hand and little saved for her daughter's education. That's understandable. I can kind of understand not having enough to pay for her daughter's education. But you make $250,000. Why'd you spend $600,000 on the other kid's education? This is not it's not making sense to me. The woman described the transfer of guardianship as paperwork and that the court hearing her business partner, so this is basically all she had to do. The woman described the transfer of guardianship as paperwork and a court hearing her business partner, then guardian, went with an attorney. None of the woman's family, not even the daughter, had to be there when it was done. The teen just had to claim the $4,200 of income she earned in the summer. Guys, this to me honestly is more of an example of the parents not being very responsible. And this is a situation where I don't agree with this loophole. Now, honestly and truly, at the end of the day, I think that this loophole is great for some people. That's why I create this content. That's what this channel is here for, to make you more financially independent, more financially intelligent, so that you can make the decision on your own. So I hope you found this information interesting. I hope you found it informative. And hey, if you use it, let me know. I'd love to know how it goes. I mean, I probably would have liked to know some of these things back when I was in school so that I could have helped others out. Do I think it's great in certain circumstances? Hell no, I don't think it's great. In other circumstances, do I think that it's important and could help? I do, because I saw a lot of people between the age group of 18 to 24 that in school could not afford it. They were struggling. They were working 2 jobs. Their grades were suffering. They had no free time. And honestly and truly, I think a lot of that, again, does fall on colleges. It falls on the fact that you cannot have a part-time job pay for a lot of the things that you need for in school, and then you end up getting student loans, and you end up accruing interest, and who ends up making money off of you? the freaking big, wealthy people that are loaning out this money to you. And I don't think that that's right. I do not think that college should be such a big business that it is. That's my personal opinion. Again, I'm not trying to get political or anything like that, but that is really what I want to talk about here. So catch you guys in the next video. Like I said, if you've not hit that like button already and you finish the video, that's all I ask for when you watch these videos. Hit the like button. Love for you to subscribe. Love for you to be hitting that little bell notification. And I love for you to be a part of the community. Like, leave a comment down below. And I will catch you guys in the next video. And if you didn't, check out my video on college debt that I did last week. It should be up here, or it should be down in the link in the description. I will catch you guys in the next video. Talk to you later. Bye.